Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome back to welcome back to NSN Hockey. Playoff hockey especially, as tonight battles features the St. Augustine Armada and the Oyotunji Tribe here in Game 1 of the BMHL Cup semi-finals, as the winner will play either Fuzhou Foxes or the Myrtle Beach Sharks. Whoever wins that series. Well, I am Nolan, your commentator tonight on NSN. And obviously, what a matchup we have. It's the St. Augustine Armada, led by Gazarov and Vivaklog, taking on the Oyotunji Tribe, led by Project Zachary. And I think Coolbray. Maybe Dackers 19 as well. Either way, there's so much anticipation building up for this series, building up for this specific matchup, as earlier in the season, people thought that this would be the BMHL Cup Finals matchup in store, but instead, due to Oyotunji being upset by the Fuzhou Foxes in the last game of the regular season, as they lost the General's Trophy race and got pushed to second place, while the Armada stayed in third, forcing them into this pathway. As this series could go the distance, all the way to the 7 games, we won't know, but the journey starts now. We don't know how long these teams will be battling. One team at the end will come up on top, just for the right to reach the BMHL Cup Final. With that being said, let's meet the playmakers tonight for this Game 1 matchup of the semifinals. Starting off with the Armada. Obviously, it's Gazarov and Vivaklog, franchise owner and the player that came from a blockbuster trade from the Oyotunji Tribe. And starting off with Gaz, he leads the league in goals in the regular season, scoring around 7 in the postseason so far throughout last round against the Icemen in the 6-game series. How much will he score tonight? How much will he score in this series? We'll find out. Starting now, moving on to Vivaklog, he led the regular season in most points with 47. In this series versus the Icemen, I'm not really prepared for this, sorry. He scored 6 goals and had 1 assist, having a plus-minus of positive 6 and producing 57 shots on goal. Moving on to Oyotunji. They have not played a playoff game yet, as they had the first round bye as a second place spot. But throughout the regular season, these are the most significant players on the spotlight for their roster tonight. Starting off with their team owner, Project Zachary. He had 20 goals in the regular season, 11 assists, and had a plus-minus of 26 in 23 games. Coolbray, who may be on a suspension tonight, I do not know officially. I don't know if he served it or it's still going. But Dackers 19 will take the second spotlight for Oyotunji, as he has been having a quiet season so far during the regular season. In 27 games, he only produced 9 goals and 3 assists, having a plus-minus as exactly 0, and only having 8 hits. Either way, we are in unknown arena, as puck drop is right around the corner. Fans starting to join in, settling in their seats, getting ready for this ultimate series, which could be a historic one. We don't know, as I am manifesting it. Starting goaltender for Armada is Ezra, as he only conceded around 20 goals in the regular season. I don't know about the playoffs, as Stanley Cup rolled the other way, as he used to be an Armada player due to the blockbuster trade. Just had the trade deadline this year in Season 14, as the Armada traded basically their whole team just for one specific player, Viva Clog. I don't know why the scoreboard's like that. We may stream tomorrow, Thursday night, probably Fujo versus Myrtle Beach if there's a game tomorrow, as Fujo lead the series as they took game 1 5-2. So let's get into more depth of how the Armada got here. We obviously know how Oyotunji got into the semifinal matchup, as they had the bye as a second place, so they didn't have to play the round 1 series. But for the Armada, it was a different story. They had to play 6 long games versus the Toronto Icemen in round 1, as game 6 was a cakewalk for them, as they demolished Toronto 7-0, winning the series in 6.
BMHL. Make some noise!
Starters on the ice for the Armada is Bray, Prod, Nick, and Gaz. I don't know who's the right wing is. It's Who's Galaxy. Rare appearance for him this season, as an immediate shot on goal by Dackers 19. That'll be the first shot on target this game 1. And in the series, Dacker 19 again in the slot, takes a forehander. That's blocked wide. UAQ along the half wall, exits the zone, sent back into the Oyotunji and Mar at red line. Fires it back into the Armada zone. Gabe sends it back into the St. Augustine end. Nick settles in his own zone. Works it ahead forward. Slasher intercepts that pass. Mar along the red line. Sends it back in as that wraps along the boards. Bray able to greet the puck there. Tries to forward it along his bench. Sent back in to the Oyotunji end. Rips it across ice. Viva Clog intercepts that pass. Viva Clog with a chance. Maybe fired over the net. Viva Clog fights for the puck in the neutral zone. Zach the other way. Zach on his forehand. Threads the needle. Takes a shot. As that exits the zone back into their own end. Sammy settles, as that will be an offside for a first place stoppage of tonight's game. Face-off won by the Tribe. Zach with some offensive pressure there, all by himself, works it along the half wall. Zach, deep in the offensive end, loses control as it's sent back into the Oyotunji end. Gape will settle and work it across ice along the right wing side. Zach with F shot in front, slowly rolls wide. Worked along the half wall back at center ice. Caleb, who's Galaxy, fires it into the Tribe end. Viva Clog poked to the crease. Who's Galaxy almost had a breakthrough there. Tornado prod whiffs the backhanded clear. Nate with some pressure there, sent back into the neutral zone. Dackers 19 along the right wing side, along the half wall, tied up with Bray prod. Dackers 19 tries to feed it in front to the back door. Puck battle along behind the Armada net. Slasher in front. Whiffs the backhander as Gaz will chip ahead forward. Cleared on goal, and he scores a full-icer, and that's the first goal of the series. The icebreaker of Game 1 is a full-icer by Gazarov, and it's 1-0 Armada. For such an anticipated series, that's the opening goal. A full-icer. Somehow Ezra just couldn't read the bounce as it just... or couldn't read the clear as it went right on target. Oh, Stanley Cup rolled. I'm sorry about that. Not Ezra. Ezra's the Armada goaltender. Sammy able to win it away and send it back at center. Slasher the other way, past the blue line. Working ahead to Dackers 19. He's tied up along the boards. Viva Claw clears it down. Sammy settles in his own zone. Slasher, good forecheck. Behind the Armada net, loses control as that exits the zone. Sammy on his forehand in his own zone has some time. He'll take it all he needs, but bad clear by Sammy as just slowly rolls it right to two Armada players. Luckily, they have a breakthrough as Caleb with a shot, with a slap shot, rips it. No, Nate. Oh, geez, I am struggling to read these players right now. Now Caleb with it. Takes a weird clear onto his own net. Hits the side of the netting instead. Gazarov. Approaching just over 4 minutes in. Gazarov in the slot. Poked away by Stanley Cup World. And forced out back at center. Horamatic sends it back in. Gazarov chases along the half wall. Threads the needle. Backhander in the slot. Rips it wide. It's back at center. Bit of leg there by Gazarov. He'll line change off. Another long clear on targets. Luckily be settled down by one of the Oyotunji defenders. Viva Clog tries to thread the needle. Instead loses control and forced out. Viva Clog again. Trying to work ahead. Dangles his way through. Still loose. Bodies flying in the crease. Oyotunji survives the rush. Draisaitl poked away by Mar 3. This could be a breakthrough. Mar 3 backhander whips it wide. Awkward shot there. Ezra able to cover it up for a play stoppage. Did that go through his pad or he just got down too late? Face-off won by Sammy in the offensive zone. He immediately sent it, or advanced it, right into the Armada crease. Long slap shot on goal, deflected, and scores! Sammy from the point! Might have had a redirection there by one of the Armada's own players, but it's tied at 1 here, over halfway through the first period of Game 1. And it did have a slight redirection by one of the Armada defenders standing in front of the crease. But still, a rocket by Sammy from the point. And it's tied at 1 here. 5:30 through the first. A long clear on goal again. Instead, it's heading to the Oyotunji way. Zach past the red line, trying to work it ahead. Viva Clog wins it away. Viva Clog tries to thread the needle, loses control. Who's Galaxy? Viva Clog tries to wrap around instead. Poked loose. Viva Clog again. Looking at another chance. Loose in the crease. Who's Galaxy? Keeps it loose. Viva Clog can't one time at home. On the back door as it exits the zone back at center. Here's Zach the other way. Could be an odd man rush here. Back checking hard is the Armada. As they are able to get out of the zone and regroup. Slasher, deep in the offensive end. One of the Armada players are lagging badly. It's Gazarov with the leg. I think he just legged out. UAQ from the point, off the crossbar, still loose. Slasher again on the back door, can't backhand it home, and cleared out. Gazarov legged out. He's having internet problems right now. Slasher along the half wall on the right wing side. Rips one wide. Slasher again on his forehand. Takes a long shot from a tough angle. Exits the zone instead. Sammy, who scored the only goal for the Tribe this playoff so far in their first game. Viva Clog threads a needle in front. Viva Clog keeps the play alive. Forehand shot from the point, settled down by Caleb, and worked that back at center. Zach skating back into his own end. Backtracking. Or, can't speak. Backtracking. Zach the other way. Tries to work it to the slot. Big hit by one of the Armada players as that UAQ centering feed settled down by Ezra. Bro, I don't know how to use a score bug. Jace doesn't know how to use a score bug. He legit asked me how to do it. And I don't know how to do it either. And Gazarov crashes out again. as there's less than 30 seconds left of this first period. Nick wraps her along the boards in his own end, right to Vivaclog. Good receive by Vivaclog, loses control, just trying to enter past the blue line. Zach the other way, looking for one last rush before the period ends. Zach tries to dangle his way past Nick, takes a shot on goal. Good save by Ezra as Tornado will get it out, and that will be the last play of this first period. It is tied at 1 here in game 1, getting a new fresh ice. That did not sound right, but second period on your way shortly. Second period on your way, as it's immediately sent into the Tribe zone. Vivaclaw, good forecheck. Thanks about the wraparound. Backtracks and back into his own zone is Bray. Bray cleared, blocked by Zach. Along the half wall inside the Armada end. Tries to thread the needle, dangle his way through. Loses control, can't keep it in the zone. Almost, and that'll be an offside call against the Tribe. The Tribe dominating the shot department as they are out shooting St. Augustine 23-13, but we are still tied at 1. Just almost 1 minute through this second period. Gazarov will he leg out for the third time. Slasher from the point whiffs the shot. Slasher working into the offensive end. There's a section of Oyotunji fans right beside the Armada bench. Centering feed in front, Slasher can't one time at home as it's sent back just at the red line, settled down by UAQ. Works ahead forward, Nick intercepts the pass as Mar 3 couldn't poke check it loose. Gazarov in the offensive end for the Armada. Gazarov backhander blocked by UAQ and worked ahead. Gazarov keeps it in. Shot on goal, Vivaclaw in front. Just deflected wide or flung wide. Slasher tries to exit the zone. Vivaclaw from the high slot. Deflected into the corner. Big hit by Slasher against Vivaclaw, whose Galaxy gains control. Good offensive pressure so far on this shift by the Armada, whose Galaxy working it behind the Oyotunji net. Zach able to win it away. Project Zachary clears it cross ice back into the Armada end. Deep inside the Armada end, good pressure by Nate. Nate, wrap around. Loses control right before on shot. Just 3 minutes into the second period. Still locked at 1 here in game 1. A long clear, goal deflected, and it went in the side of the net. Another long ice goal in this game 1. And the goal is credit to Nate, and it's 2-1 Oyotunji. 3 minutes into the second period. Both goaltenders allowed a full ice shot or full ice clear. It's either there's something wrong with the puck or they're just not on their game tonight with the clears and long shots from outside the points. And hold on, we have a play stoppage here. It might have not counted. The Armada are pleading that that goal didn't go in the net and the auto sensor is incorrect. And hello, Joe. A very strange game one so far. We had 2 full ice goals. One may just get called back. And it looks like it is no goal. We're waiting for the official call. The scoreboard says it's 1-1, and there's a face-off set. And it looks like it is no goal. It stays 1-1. Nate robbed the full ice goal as it didn't go in. The auto sensor lagged. Caleb backtracking into his own zone, works it ahead cross ice right to Nate, looking for redemption as his full ice goal got called back. Apparently was called a leg save. Looks like Gazarov legged out a... No, who's Galaxy? Thought that was Gazarov there. Gazarov having leg problems as he keeps crashing out. Not in the angry way. Zach along the left wing side. Threads a needle in front. Oh my days. He missed it just barely from the slot. That shot redirected and settled down in the slot. Nick or Gazarov will try to clear. Whiffs the first time. Tries to poke it again the second time and finally gets it out. Horamatic reads it off the bounce. Tries to dangle his way through. Loses control instead. Gazarov enters the blue line. Mar 3 the other way. Works ahead forward. Ezra will cover it up for a play stoppage. Dackers 19 just advanced the puck too close to Ezra's hitbox as he will take the advantage and cover it up. I mean, this game one has lived up to its expectations. A matchup that was supposed to be a BMHL Cup preview. Instead, it's a semi-finals matchup to get to the BMHL Cup final. Viva Claw keeps the play alive just shy of the blue line. Sends it back in for Who's Galaxy the chase. Who's Galaxy tied up along the boards and sent back at center. Worked back into the Oyotunji end. Gape has some time. Wraps it along his own boards back into the Armada end. Slasher. Good forecheck by him. Try to regain control. Couldn't as that exits the zone back into the tribe half of the ice. Rims along the boards. Along the left half wall of the Armada end. Or right half wall. I don't know what you would roll that, left or right. Defensively for the Armada, that's right. But offensively for the Oyotunji, it's left. So it doesn't really matter. Tornado from his own den has some time to spare. Nate tried to provide some pressure there. Force off a clear. Horamatic. It'd be an offside against Oyotunji with 4:14 to go of this second period. As I was trying to say moments ago, this series or this game has lived up to the expectations so far. As this was projected to be the BMHL Cup final matchup, but obviously has been ruined due to the last game of the regular season as Fujo Foxes upsetted the Oyotunji tribe, giving them the General's Trophy as another long clear on goal. Ezra has to force a save out of that. Tries to cover instead. Still loose. Nate tries to keep a shot off. Or keep it loose. A big hit by Zach. Gets a shot on goal either way. Forces another save by Ezra as he has to push it aside. Now Viva Clog the other way. Sammy gets there first. He wins the battle. Awkward clear there. Regains control along the boards. Left shot. No, backhanded shot by Viva Clog. And he scores. A turnover by Sammy leads to an Armada goal as they take the lead. I was a bit delayed on that because I was trying to process what happened. Sammy had the puck. He tried to dangle his way past Viva Clog, but Viva Clog wins it back and just takes an immediate backhanded shot on goal and capitalizes. And someone added the Oyotunji's goal back when the game supervisor didn't count it, as it's 2-1, not 2-2. Another shot on just wide. I thought that was going to be on goal. Might have had a slight deflection by Stanley Cup World. The Oyotunji netminder. Forced back at center. Horamatic. Dackers 19 looking for a tying goal before the second period ends. Kept in the zone by UAQ along the boards. Along the half wall. Dackers 19 behind the Armada nets. Big hit by Horamatic. He'll work it along and back into the Oyotunji bench. Or no, Oyotunji side of the ice. I was thinking of bench because the puck bounced off bench boards. Deflected in front. Not on target. Ezra tries to cover. He's down in the pad stack as he will cover it up for the play stoppage of 2:03 left. Viva Clog is legit the definition of a net fighter. Yes, he is. He scored a lot of goals this year. And he leads Tier 1 regular season in assists with 16. I don't know about, I think he only has one so far in the playoffs from round 1 series versus the Icemen, which was 6 games long, as their elimination game in Game 6 was a blowout, 7-0. Toronto just fell apart that game. Chipped ahead forward back into the Oyotunji end. Sammy immediately works it forward as he may have scored the only Oyotunji goal so far in Game 1, but he also is the sole reason why they are losing right now due to his turnover leading to Viva Klog's goal this period. Awkward bounce to front. It's an own goal by Nick Maddock. Unbelievable. We're tied at 2. Nate will get credited the goal. It's an own goal by Nick Maddock. Or Nick. I'll just call him Nick. He just tried to poke it away. Instead, it hits off his own skate and into the net. And I was laughing because I just read another quick shot. Ezra tries to cover. Flasher keeps it loose, but bounces away. Okay, I was reading the in-game chat. Armada players were trolling and saying, "No goal, I said so." Everyone was spamming, "No goal." Gazarov in the slot. Fired wide. For Max slap shot. Into the unknown arena skies as a quick shot by Gazarov and scores! What is going on? The most weirdest goals are happening here in Game 1. It was just a quick spinorama by Gazarov and just shot it near post against Stanley Cup World. Caught out of position. Stanley Cup World has to save that, honestly. But still, good shot by Gazarov. Had some power on it. Had some authority. As it's 3-2 Armada with 21.9 left of the second period. Face off won by Viva Klog. Nate pokes it into the Armada end. Sent back into the Tribe side of the ice. Sammy works it ahead. Back at center. Viva Klog. Long shot on goal. Deflected wide. Wouldn't that be interesting if that went on target? As that will do it for the second period. It's 3-2 Armada with the most insane, with the most shocking goals. It started off with one of the Tribe's goals getting called back with was a full icer. It got called back for a leg save. And then Nick's own goal for the helping Oyotunji tie this. And Viva Klog just doing Viva Klog things, scoring off turnovers, scoring when teams just fall apart at their weakest point. He'll take advantage of that and capitalize on his chances. And so does Gazarov, and he currently has the game-winning goal so far here in Game 1. With a quick spinorama goal, just like John Tavares' goal in Game 6 versus the Lightning. Another quick shot by Viva Klog forces a save from Stanley Cup World. Right pad save. Viva Klog again in the slot. Tied up in front. Viva Klog still working in the offensive end. Good pressure by him. Viva Klog again. Tied up along the boards. Cleared back into the Armada end. Dackers 19 looking to tie this game. There's a fan on the ice. Will we get a play stoppage? Or they'll just kick him. Back into the Oyotunji end. 1.5 minutes played in this third period. Gazarov looking to maybe get some security goal here. Gazarov threads a needle shot. Hormatic rebound. Wrap around in the crease. Still fighting. He scores. Hormatic in the slot. It's 4-2 Armada here in game one. And that's the security goal the Armada need. Obviously, their lead's not safe yet, but with how this game's going, that could be the dagger. But honestly, anything can happen with the goals we had tonight. It could take an awkward bounce for Oyotunji to get back into this game. Sammy works it through the left wing side, right to Caleb. They need a goal just to get back into this game. Down by 2. 2 minutes into this third period. Slasher looking for the F-shot chance. Maybe the slap shot instead. Viva Clog wins it away. Brings it forward into the Oyotunji end. He'll chase it. Sammy clears it ahead. And that'll be an offside versus the Oyotunji tribe. So there may be a NSN stream tomorrow between the Fuzhou Foxes and the Myrtle Beach Sharks. I don't know if there's a game tomorrow. So that's why I'm saying maybe there's a stream. And also I might be very busy tomorrow. I have some scrimmage. Gazarov from his own zone works it across ice right to Hormatic. Slowly rolling into the slot. Rolls a bit too much as Gape will clear it out back into the Armada end. Hits the side of the netting. Nick will able to greet the puck there. Slowly exits the zone back at center. Poked in by either Nate or Zach. And Kyler's here. Kyler Garcia. A bit of leg spike there. Nick from his own end. Fires it forward, wrapping along the boards. Viva Clog able to read the puck there. Viva Clog tries a wraparound in front in the slot. Losing control, Slasher the other way. A long shot fired off. Three and a half minutes played so far in the third. It's 4-2 Armada as they look to take the series opener here in this Season 14 BMHL Cup semifinal. That shot by Slasher, pushed aside by Ezra. Big hit by Memes as he might have just joined. This is his first shift on the ice tonight. Dackers 19. Tough angle. Slasher poke to in front. Ezra will cover it up for a play stoppage as Armada will get a line change in. A must-needed line change as Oyotunji has a small bit of offensive pressure on that shift. Face-off won by Nate in the offensive end, slowly rolling into the crease. Gazarov works it aside and sends it cross. Hormatic, good forecheck by him. So providing the pressure as Zach clears it forward. UAQ tied up along the half wall. looking for some breathing space as that's cleared in back into the Oyotunji end. It's not looking good for the Tribe. If they lose this series, they would start to think what it would be like if they could have beat Fuzhou in the last game of the regular season. It would have been a whole different pathway to the BMHL Cup final, as they would be playing Myrtle Beach right now instead of St. Augustine as the 1 seed. But it's only game 1, so anything can happen. Thacker's 19, long clear, almost on goal. Just wide, Slasher off the rebound. Poked away into the corner. Slasher regains control, Gazarov wins it away. Another long clear, hits the crossbar. Flying into the unknown arena air. Settled down, Nick. Clears it through the right wing side. Thacker's 19 able to get into an onside position to receive that puck. Slasher along the left wing side in the offensive end loses control as Horamatic clears it out. And that basically has been how Oyotunji's been playing tonight. Countless turnovers that led to St. Augustine goals. Some errors, some mistakes, as that will be an offside against the Armada. 3:27 remain. The Tribe errors has cost them. Their turnovers, their bad passes, their missed chances, all leading to them losing this game 1 as of right now. Players on this Armada team know how to capitalize and punish when you make those mistakes. As Ezra able to push it aside, force a shot wide as that exits back into the Oyotunji end. Gabe backtracking to his own net, able to clear it on his backhand back into the Armada end. UAQ, if you want to win this game somehow, you need to start getting a goal now. Because you're now in less than 3 minutes away from the end of the third period and you're down by 2. A long clear on goal, Ezra able to read it and push it aside. Another backhanded shot from the point. Zach tries to thread the needle, poking to the crease. All sorts of Armada defenders around him. As Ezra will cover it up for maybe his last play stoppage tonight. There's been one thing about this Season 14 playoffs in the BMHL. It's how many shots have been produced on target. Every game I have seen so far this postseason, this playoffs, including the play-in, there's been basically each team basically had over around 30 to 40 shots minimum. Oyotunji starting to get desperate. Gazarov looking for the dagger off the post. Cleared back at center, kept the play alive. Gazarov again, looking for the dagger. Looking for his second goal tonight. Tied up along behind the Oyotunji net. Slasher tries to work it forward. Down to the final 2 minutes, or less than 2 minutes left of the third. The Tribe needs 2 goals. Another fan rush on the ice. Viva Clog deflected in front, just wide. Slap shot from a tough angle. And rims out of the zone, back at center. Under 1.5 minutes left of this game 1. It's looking like it will be going in the Armada's favor here in the series opener of the semifinal. Final 60 seconds of play. As Stanley Cup World had to go in the butterfly and push that aside. Armada up by 2, leading 4-2. Here in game 1. Shocking the Oyotunji fans. Elite BFC is now storming the ice. Final 30 seconds of this game 1. Gazarov looking for a consolation goal. Hormatic deflected near the crease. Stanley Cup World will cover it up for surely our last play stoppage for tonight's game. So Zach is actually calling for a screen share, but he's being serious. Game supervisor doesn't see it. But apparently you can't screen share in the final 3 minutes. But that will do it for game 1 between the Armada and the Tribe, going into the St. Augustine way with a 4-2 victory and the series opener. Here in the Tier 1 Season 14 BMHL Cup semifinal, as the Armada take the 1-0 series lead. Heading to game 2. Ezra with a 54 save performance, leading the Armada to victory. Both teams had weird bounces going in their favor, and also not for the Tribe and the Armada, for both teams in general. It's been a very weird game with the goals we had. Full icers, own goals, deflections, all sorts of that. Some netminder mistakes, some costly turnovers. Either way, the Armada get the job done in game 1 and take the series opener, as I said earlier. As they'll be heading to game 2 with the comfortable lead, looking to extend it to 2-0. As we will find out probably in 2 days or tomorrow night. I am Nolanator. This is NSN Sports on Roblox Hockey or the BMHL. Good night.